Okay, there we go. This is DJ Brass Knuckles, Richard Jazowski, saying once again, support the true Buffalo. The truth. Support Buffalo. The true Buffalo. Canada. There's radio stations in Buffalo. The sports teams in Buffalo. Torture. Okay, well, enough of that. Okay, well, this is DJ Brass Knuckles of Something Different in Buffalo here on Think Twice Radio, doing show number 179 on Sunday, November 26, 2023. This is the post-birthday show for my late Aunt May. Oh, not my Aunt May. Aunt May. What am I, Spider-Man? No, Aunt Rose. And she will be, I believe it's 98 years old today, in this month here. And I'm going to give you some birthday music in a moment here. And also it's for Veterans Day and also for Thanksgiving Day. So let me get started real quick here on a lot of things here before I get going. Before we do this, I thank Think Twice Radio. And thank Pamela Swartz and Rob Nesbitt for their support. And let me do something else here real quick. Okay, go to cable channel 1302 right here in Buffalo. Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at midnight for my cable access TV show program called Something Different in Buffalo, just like me. I am, just like this show is. And on that show, it's a weekly show now, so you'll get to see not just my public access TV shows I made, but also podcast shows, which I'm going to be making also here. And this is also a podcast show I'm doing right now. So I hope you check that out. And like I said, if you do, I appreciate when you do check this out. If you happen to go to Facebook or YouTube or other areas over here where my shows will be on, check the like button, click on the like button. Let me know what you like the show somewhat. Make some comments about it. Doesn't have to be War and Peace. Just make it as quick as you can, something short and sweet, A lot of these shows will be on YouTube here. And with that in mind, when you're on YouTube, make sure you also go to the Buffalo Music Archive. And I hope they've cleaned it up, but somehow I don't think they have. They're just too lazy to do that. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of musicians in there you'll find on there if they bothered to made them the priority and put them at the top of the list and just put all the other junk at the bottom there. And I wish I'd get rid of Buffalo Springfield because that's not a Buffalo band. So this is supposed to be dealing with the music scene in Buffalo and Western New York over here. Okay, like I said, this is Think Twice Radio. And let me see if I can shrink this down just a little bit here so you get a chance to look at it here. And let me see here. Come on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Wham, pow, wham, bam, KO, pow. Holy loose teeth, holy dentist appointment. Bang, zoom. So I hope you get a chance to enjoy some of that. Okay, now, I'm also, as always, I'm always going to be taking on these people here. They're the real evil, brainwashing, racism drug pushers here. They're brain dead. They brainwash you to hate the true Buffalo. They're dictatorial. They're dictatorships. They're the real dictatorships here. Zombie making, brainwashing to hate the true Buffalo. They're trained monkeys, and they're dictatorships again here. They're extortion forcing, FCC rule making, corporate master slave owners here, and they act like this because God told them to, and support the real enemies of the true Buffalo here. And so, like I said, they're the real evil, brainwashing, racism drug pushers over here. They're always practicing extortion, brainwashing you, drug addicting you to support the same tired music over and over again, especially with WECK. I've gone to a pizza place, and they play the same tired music here that reminds Buffalo, New York, what a bunch of losers you people are. Now, if you want to keep listening to that station, that's up to you. But I would think after years and years and years of being losers over here and listening to that same music, it tells you that you're losers. I would think you'd stop listening to that station, and turn it off, and check out the other radio station over here, what you got. And that radio station here is, let me just take that off real quick and shrink this down real fast here, as fast as I can. Come on. There it is. WBNY 91.3 FM. They're still the only radio station, the only honest, true Buffalo radio station in Buffalo that supports Buffalo musicians and music and the people and things the right way by making them the priority, not the minority. And like I said, the other radio stations don't do that, and I've already talked about them years ago, and I'll get around to them again eventually over here. But for the record there, they are still the real evil, brainwashing, racism drug pushers. Make no mistake about that, folks. They do everything possible to tell you how much they hate Buffalo all the time. Always. They practice more hatred over here. Then they tell you that the FCC has rules that allows them to practice this stuff. So you people might want to check the FCC and see where it says where these rules are, or that says they have the right to practice this kind of crap over here on Buffalo and Western New York musicians. And they're still playing the same kind of game again. They're always as soon as we start talking about this, they make a Sunday night program over there. Like, you got nothing better to do on Sunday. Like this past Sunday on the show on 2023 over here, the Buffalo Bills were playing the Philadelphia Eagles, which they lost in overtime because once again their defense failed them, and as well as a defensive coordinator apparently. And so they I don't know how you were listening to what music you were listening to, but if you were listening to WECK, then you just help support these people over here on this. Enough of that right now. And like I said, when the phony Buffalo wins, the true Buffalo dies. So as long as you keep supporting the phony Buffalo things here, the real Buffalo dies out in the end over here. Any attack of the truth from anywhere is an attack of the Bible, no matter how small that truth is. That includes the truth I go over here. Now, I usually had a piece of paper here, which tells me, well, let me just put my face over here real quick and shoot this up real fast. Come on. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Got that there. Give me a few moments here. I got to find this. I usually have this paper here, but for some reason it's not where it's supposed to be again. I don't know what happened to it. Well, I can't waste a lot of time looking for it, unfortunately, here. Damn. Nuts. Man, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let me get back to this. Let me put this back on here. Okay. Okay, let's go with this real quick and shrink this down real fast. And once again, you want to support the Buffalo Central Terminal. It's a important matter of things over here. Okay, well, let me get my priorities straight over here real quick. Okay, let me get back over here. Okay, let me get my priorities straight, because I want to do some music here for my Aunt Rose, and this is for all people who have birthdays in November. So, well, let me do something else here real quick here, because I had this on here, so I want to play this real quick here. Give this a couple of minutes for Native Americans here for Thanksgiving. Give it about a minute or so here, because I'm sorry I'm going to have to turn it off, because the native, like I said, I got a lot to do here, and I got a lot of material to cover, and I need to get stuff going here, so. Well, let me give you this for a minute or two here. Give you one more minute here of this. Okay, I apologize to the Native Americans on this, and normally I'd like to keep this thing going. But unfortunately, I got to turn this off now because I got a lot to do here, and I'm going to see if I can try to squeeze as much as I can in here. And let me see here. So, let me get this going here real quick here. And let me see if I can find this real fast. Okay. Good. All right, let me give you this one more time here, and let me see if I get the volume levels up high as possible in this thing. Hopefully you'll hear this, so let me give you this right now, and let me hear it right now.
No, not happy birthday. No, not that. Please, no, not happy birthday.
All right, one more time.
No, not happy birthday. No, not that. Please, no, not happy birthday.
Okay. All right, turn that off real quick. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can set this thing set up here as quick as possible and see if I can turn the volume down on this, because I need to play it. Well, let's see. Hope this. Okay, let me just get that set up here real quick. And then, let me see here. Oh, gee. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get started with the... Okay, let me move this over here real fast. And this is the Mom and Dad Parade. And this is from my Aunt Rose. And like I said, she's going to be 98. She is 98 years old now as of today. So I had hoped I would have caught her seen her before her 100th birthday. Okay, so let me give you the Mom and Dad Parade right now with a song, the Happy Birthday song, here on Something Different in Buffalo, here on Think Twice Radio. Sorry about that. Let me just turn that off real fast. Okay. That was the Mom and Dad Parade with the happy birthday song for my Aunt Rose and for those who have birthdays in November. And I'm going to do something else for my Aunt Rose right now. And this is by another group person over here. And he's passed away also. He passed away early this year, and along with his wife, who passed away at the end of December of last year. And his name was Joe Head. And let me just get that done real fast here so you can see it. And, well, let me see. Well, it's hard to see on that, so let me see if I can shoot this up real fast. Yeah, okay. His name is Joe Head, and it's right there, right over there. And this song, they had a title as Driftwood, but the actual name of the song is called The Light at the End of the Tunnel. And this is for my Aunt Rose for celebrating her 98th birthday here, which she would have been had she stayed alive, but she's still 98 in spirit anyway. So let me get this over here right now. I'm going to show some pictures of this while I'm doing this, and hopefully this works out. So let me get Joe Head real fast here, if I can find. There he is. Get this done real fast. And this is Joe Head with the song The Light at the End of the Tunnel. And this is from my Aunt Rose. And so this is Something Different in Buffalo here on Think Twice Radio. And make sure I got it set up properly. And here we go.
I look for you like a fire looks for fuel, like a lookout for a beacon in a storm. Each passing day made me wonder if the way of this narrow road would always seem so cruel. Like a memory of kindness felt long forgotten, you came into the place where dreams used to go, a place where love is seen, and only those who see that dream seem to go. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the light of your love as it burns. I can feel the warmth of the flame, and that will be the same no matter which way this whole world might turn. Where dreams used to go, a place where love is seen, and only those who see that dream seem to go. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the light of your love as it burns. I can feel the warmth of the flame, and that will be the same no matter which way this whole world might turn. Like a memory of kindness felt long forgotten, you came into the place where dreams used to go, a place where love is seen, and only those who see that dreams seem to go. I can see the light at the end of
That was the late Joe Head with the song "The Light at the End of the Tunnel" here, and that the song is for not for him, also for him and his late wife, who passed away. He passed away early this year in 2023, about January or so, and in December of 2022, his wife passed away. So little things like that there. And my Aunt Rose, she passed away last year in December of 2022 as well. So I hope that you appreciate that. And then, like I said, this is for the memory of my late Aunt Rose. So I hope you enjoyed that. And let me just put my face over here real quick. Okay, let me see if I can get back to going on this something here, because I wanted to talk about some other issues here real quick. And I want to get this done as quick as I can. And not going to be easy, but I'm going to try it here. I'm going to talk right now about the Buffalo Central Terminal. I bring this up a lot of times here, and because of that, I'm going to mention something else over here right now. If I can find it real fast, if I can do it without having it. Okay, if I can just start right at the beginning over here. I'm going to give you a little information about the Buffalo Central Terminal over here. So this is a magnificent structure. As I've said time and again, it needs some work, but it's important work to take care of. So let me give you this right now here. So I'll let you hear this.
Let's start with the Central Terminal restoration. The corporation says that it's ready to begin the next phase of work to save and redevelop one of Buffalo's most beloved buildings. Most Buffalo's Dave McKinley has more for us from the site of the old train station.
There's essentially three things going on right now here at Central Terminal, three things that they hope will be 3 steps forward to finally getting something done here. After spending $5 million on assessments and preliminary work over the past 3 years, the agency will spend another $13 to $16 million over the next 3 years on exterior work like sealing up windows and rooftops, and on interior work on the vaulted tiled ceiling of the main concourse, and finally restoring the parking ramp that exists below the terminal plaza so that it can be used when they begin to reopen the concourse for public events. To oversee the work, they've just hired an architectural firm out of Detroit, which is involved in similar efforts to restore the Central Michigan Terminal and the Penn Station in Baltimore. Meanwhile, requests for proposals are now out to find a developer for the entirety of the Central Terminal project, which includes adjacent abandoned buildings owned by the city of Buffalo.
This could be housing. This could be building on Buffalo's innovation sector. It could be offices, light manufacturing. It could be community space for other not-for-profits. There's a lot of room here for a lot of different uses.
According to the Central Terminal Master Plan, the cost to develop all of the buildings and the entire 30-acre site could approach $200 million. While developers have come and gone before, they hope to have the developer they're looking for by September. At Central Terminal, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.
Okay, well, all right. Let me just put my cell phone back on face over here. Turn that off. Give you a brief taste of that. And I'm also going to start doing something else over here if I can. If I can find it real fast. Where is it? Jesus. All right. Where the hell? Well, okay, I want to do Rodney here. Let me see if I can get some Rodney going on here, because this is a little bit of Rodney as quick as possible. So let me give you some of this.
Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. No respect at all. You kidding? Boy, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect. are you kidding?
All right. Let me just take that off of there real quick. Move this back over here a little bit more. Oh, okay. Well, Well, I got a little time here. Let me mention. Let me see if I can go back to the Native American stuff again. I hope. Okay. Let me try to play that again. Hopefully. Yeah. Well, it would help if I turned the volume on. And it doesn't work. There it is. Good. Okay, I forgot to do a few more things here, so let me get going here. Love to my members of my family, my late mother, my late Aunt Rose, my late brother Thomas, my brother Pete, I want to mention his daughter, but unfortunately she's causing problems for my brother. My sister Audrey, her daughters Christina, Melinda, and her son Zachary. My brother Donald, his wife Jeannie, and his son James, who's having his personal problems as well. And I don't want to embarrass him or anything else like that, but consider he does have some personal problems to deal with here. And unfortunately, because of those personal problems, he's been incarcerated for a while now. So I won't spend too much time on that. Also, my love to my cousin Barbara and my uncle Andrew, and also love to my late uncle Larry. And let me see here. Okay, I already mentioned YouTube. My shows are on YouTube over there. Also mentioned the Buffalo Music Archive. I mentioned Pamela Swartz and Rob Nesbitt. Also mentioned the Central Terminal over here. And okay, now I'm playing some Native American music here, but I also want to do a little. Let me just put this back on here real quick here. Some Native American music real quick here. And okay. Well, let me turn this off right now, because right now I need to give you something else over here right now. And let me just see if I can. Sadly, I gotta turn this off right now. Let me shut this off. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, Native Americans. I got so much to do here, and I don't have a whole lot of time to get going here, but there's one thing I did manage to find over here I want you to pay attention to. So let me set it up here real quick, and I'm going to do this as quick. And okay, let me start with here. It's called All the Ways the U.S. Screwed Over Native Americans. So let me give you that. Let me give some of that right now.
Every measure, Native American people in the United States fare worse than the general population. Native Americans have lower life expectancy by 5 years, including higher rates of death from chronic illness like diabetes and heart disease. The rate of suicide in Native American youth is 2.5 times higher than the rest of the country. The rate of violent assault among Native Americans is more than double the rate for the country as a whole. The percentage of Native Americans living in poverty is estimated to be over 26%, 1 in 4. Compared to 14.6% for the nation as a whole. Native American communities and history play a monumental role in the history of this country, yet we're just taught some cursory information about battles that happened a few hundred years ago in middle school, and then nothing ever again about this huge population, over 6 million people in the US, and the nations within our nation that they represent. A legal limbo that's made all the more confusing because we never learn about it. So gather around, kids, and let's talk about US Native American relations. It's important because it matters, and no one taught us this shit in school. So let's talk about it now.
Sorry about that language there, but it's important that you understand this. I've been telling you about this before, folks. I've been telling you about this before, year after year. These people have violated every commandment of God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and everybody else over here. Every single rule they could break, they broke to treat these people like crap over here. And that includes Canada also. They thought they invited them over to their country over there, but they were evil. They're just as evil as the United States, because all they wanted them to do was fight their battles for them, spill their blood, and so they didn't have to spill theirs. And it's criminal. It's really totally criminal about this. So let me give you a little bit more of this, because it's a long piece and I don't have time to play it all. So I'm going to play a little bit more. Then we got to get back to business on things.
For the intro. my partner on today's video, BOSSE. The weight of the world has been heavy lately, and the topics of my videos have been too, and it's all really important. I don't mean to undercut that at all. But sometimes you need to put down the phone, stop doom scrolling, and take care of yourself. And that includes taking care of your sexual well-being. To help you practice a little sexual self-care, my friends at BOSSE and I are literally giving away free vibrators and gift cards for vibrators.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. I don't want to be promoting that kind of stuff over here. Let me just try to see if I can move this process along just a little bit here. All right, let me see here. Let me try to see if I can get some language on this thing, some better information here. Let's try this.
Of U.S. Native American relations. I'm so sorry, I don't have a better transition for you. But before we get started, let me note that I am not an expert in Native American law or history. I'm simply a girl who likes going down Google rabbit holes and sharing what she learns with you, and then sprinkling in the legal knowledge I do have where appropriate. Please do not turn to YouTubers for academic expertise. You will always be disappointed. But if you're like me and you just want the basics presented in a way that isn't overtly biased in favor of the US government, and presented in a way that is at least marginally more entertaining than a high school history textbook, then you're in the right place. Also, there are 574 ethnically, culturally, and linguistically diverse, federally recognized Native American tribes in the United States. They are distinct political entities with whom the United States, at least in theory, operates on government-to-government relationship basis, meaning these nations have their own national sovereignty, constitutions, leaders, and laws. There are 326 separate federally recognized reservations, including 56 million acres of land, and ranging from the largest, the Navajo Nation Reservation, which covers 16 million acres across Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah, as well as the smallest, 1.32 acres, encompassing the Pit River Tribes Cemetery. There are also numerous tribes without reservations, and tribes that have never received official recognition from the federal or state government. Native American people are not a monolith in any sense of the term. Please keep that in mind as we discuss this history and these governmental relationships, because it is incredibly more complex than a single YouTube video could sum up, and has been oversimplified by histories written largely by white dudes. Okay, great. Hundreds of years before settlers arrived on the shores of North America, Native American tribes had formed governments, unions, and alliances, including the League of Five Nations, who had a constitution that governed intertribal relations that was formed in the 1100s. By the time the first settlers arrived on North American soil, this oral constitution and intertribal union was older than the United States is today. Benjamin Franklin took the League of Five Nations constitution as inspiration for his recommendations for the union of the new colonies, modeling his Albany Plan on the Iroquois Confederacy. The Albany Plan was never implemented, but it was the first plan to conceive of the colonies as a collective whole, united under one central government. After the Continental Congress was established, it created a Committee on Indian Affairs, which Benjamin Franklin spearheaded. The colonies operated under the so-called Doctrine of Discovery, which they believed gave them authority to acquire native lands, while also signing treaties recognizing the sovereignty of tribal nations. Notably, colonial governments treated tribal nations as separate and sovereign entities, setting a precedent for future relations. During the Revolutionary War, many Native American tribes found common cause with the British, probably seeing them as a lesser evil compared to the land-hungry colonial settlers. But the subsequent Treaty of Paris, which concluded the war, made no mention of these Native allies, and this glaring omission gave the fledgling United States carte blanche in dealing with Native lands, whether through treaties or by force. While Native resistance did temporarily halt the settlers' advances, the American settlers' pressure and appetite for new territories were insatiable. To address this, the United States Congress aggressively pursued treaties with Native Americans, with the dual aims of safeguarding settlers and cementing claims to tribal lands. A notable faction of these treaties never saw ratification from the Senate, leaving them unenforceable by the U.S. government. This discrepancy created a climate of distrust and unresolved issues between colonists and Native Americans. As settlers continued to encroach upon native lands, Congress found itself either unwilling or unable to deter these illegal settlements or enforce the treaties that it had ratified. The U.S. Constitution, which was ratified in 1789, provided the legal framework for relations with Native American tribes in the new United States. In Article 1, Section 8, Congress was granted the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. From 1778 to 1871, over 370 treaties were signed between the U.S. federal government and various tribal nations. Legally, these treaties held the same stature as those with foreign nations, superseding any conflicting state laws. Far from mere land agreements, these treaties acknowledged a range of rights. Provisions commonly included peace guarantees, land boundary definitions, hunting and fishing rights, and commitments to healthcare, education, housing, economic development, and agricultural assistance. The treaties didn't have an expiration date, and the U.S. government has never adequately funded their provisions, if they stuck to them at all. There isn't even an official list of all the treaties. It doesn't exist. As the United States entered the 1800s, a new nation with a ballooning population, the fertile farmland of what would become Alabama and Mississippi were especially enticing, and the Native American presence on those lands was seen as a major barrier to the God-given right of westward expansion. This also included fertile land between the Ohio and Mississippi rivers. So they saw Native American refusal to leave their homelands as justification for military aggression. This aggression and resistance was exemplified by the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811, which you probably vaguely learned about in middle school history class once. Future President William Henry Harrison led an army to Tippecanoe in what is now northern Indiana. He was worried that resistance from Tecumseh, a Shawnee man who was attempting to build a confederation of Native American tribes to reject U.S. expansion, would get in the way of Indiana's statehood. So when a conversation with Tecumseh didn't solve the problems, Harrison waited until Tecumseh was traveling to attack the Shawnee. Harrison's forces won, forcing the Shawnee and other tribes in the area to flee north into Canada. Harrison was hailed as a war hero. In 1812, President James Madison signed a declaration of war against Britain, starting the War of 1812 against British, French, and Native Americans over independence and territory expansion. In 1814, Major General Andrew Jackson, soon to be President Andrew Jackson's forces, clashed with Creek Indians at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. Jackson's forces won, resulting in a significant loss in lives and territory for the Creek tribe. Jackson forcibly imposed a treaty requiring the Creek to relinquish 20 million acres of land, approximately half of what is today Alabama and a significant portion of Georgia. The Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812, provided for peace and restoration of rights and possessions to Britain's Native American allies. But like with many of the treaties before, the U.S. didn't really stick to the plan, and the relentless quest for territorial expansion won out in the end. One major theme in all of U.S. Native American relations is that the U.S. government has never really known what to do about Native Americans. Two cases in the early 1800s exemplify this general confusion. In Cherokee Nation v. Georgia in 1828, the Supreme Court declined to make a ruling on the Cherokee Nation's attempt to prevent the state of Georgia from taking their land, saying it was the purview of the state of Georgia to handle it, not the Supreme Court's business. Then, a few years later, in Worcester v. Georgia, the court designated the Cherokee Nation a separate, sovereign political entity, and as such, states like Georgia couldn't regulate them. Only the federal government had the right to regulate relations with separate sovereign entities. And this confusion would persist for literal centuries. The Removal Act of 1830, pushed for by then-President Andrew Jackson, granted him the authority to negotiate removal and resettlement of several major Native American tribes. While the act portrayed removal and resettlement as voluntary, in reality it led to a series of forcible evictions. Under the Removal Act of 1830, Jackson's administration crafted a systematic approach to Indian removal. It offered tribes land west of the Mississippi River in exchange for their existing territories, with the added bonus of financial and material aid for relocation and the guarantee of protection in perpetuity from the U.S. government.
Okay, I'd like to keep this thing going a little bit more, but I got a lot of time. Just to let you know, folks, this is the truth that's going on around. This is what your truth that you don't know about. And the government can get mad about this all they want, but they got nobody but themselves to blame about this because they're the ones who caused all this crap. So, I'm just trying to work on my project over here. Okay, well, anyway, with that in mind, I'm going to start doing a few other things real quick here. A little more tribute to Thanksgiving over here. So let me get started right now with the late Mark Freeland. Where is it here? There he is, the late Mark Freeland. And let me see if I can find his music real fast here. I can get going. Oh, boy. And I'm telling you right now, folks, I'm not happy with these people. This is unacceptable by this. Why God allows us to continue, I don't know. All right, let me see if I can get this put on here, okay? So this is the late Mark Freeland with the little thing for Thanksgiving here called... I'll play another one from Mark Freeland in a few moments here. This is the Vegetarian Song, an edited version of the Vegetarian Song, here on Something Different in Buffalo, here on Think Twice Radio.
Look, the man is a vegetarian, okay? He doesn't eat meat. I was born eating potatoes and corn. I was born eating potatoes and corn. I was born eating potatoes and corn. I was born.
He didn't do anything. Look at him. He didn't do anything. Look at him. Look at him. He didn't do anything.
Big like a mountain with horns. I was born big like a mountain with horns. I was born big like a mountain with horns. I was born big like a mountain with horns. Like a lion's foot with a thorn. I was born like a lion's foot with a thorn. I was born like a lion's foot with a thorn. I was born like a lion's foot with a thorn.
Okay, that was the late Mark Freeland with the edited version of the Vegetarian Song over here. I'm going to play another one by the late Mark Freeland right now because this is for Veterans Day mostly, and for for hopefully for the Native Americans in some small way. I realize it's a small, doesn't mean a whole lot, but I hope they appreciate a little bit the spirit of what I'm trying to do here. So this is the late Mark Freeland with the song My Best Friend here on Something Different in Buffalo here on Think Twice Radio.
Thank you. I want to thank you for making my life so different. I know I could never properly thank you. Do you think you could settle for being my best friend? We had hard times together. Oh, but they were never too difficult for you and me. Can't you see? I added it all up and I know that I can never pay back. Just want you to know what it means to me. So here it comes. Thank you. I wanna thank you for
Okay, that was the late Mark Freeland with the song "My Best Friend," and I apologize for the Native Americans if it doesn't sound like something that you would like to be thinking about. Excuse me. Considering the way the United States has screwed you over, and believe me, I'm not happy, but I know what it's like to be screwed over, and I live in my life too over here for these years, because I've been screwed over a few times in my life by these people, but not just Native Americans, but by radio stations also here. Let me just show you something real quick here. You see what you're looking in the background over here. This is you see some bands over here. These bands right here, folks, these have been rejected by the radio stations in Buffalo over here. A lot of them. They like to tell you that all we have is the Goo Goo Dolls and Rick James. But if you look at this small list right over here, if I can get it pumped up real fast and bring it down over here real quick. So some people may argue Buffalo is represented in the national music scene. I hear many entertainers say they are from Buffalo, but that's always in the past tense, just like the new Christie Minstrels in 1846. Billy Sheehan, who was with the group Tallis, the late Grover Washington Jr., the late Rick James, Spyro Gyra, Green Jello, which I'm not really too thrilled about. They have a hard edge and probably a nasty kind of sound at times. And many others formerly from Western New York, like the Goo Goo Dolls, Gamelan, John and Mary were with the 10,000 Maniacs, and some Buffalo-based alternative and hardcore bands receive national or international attention, but they get little airplay and support in their own hometown. And there's a whole lot more to read on this thing. It says over here, musicians in Buffalo have to work full-time jobs so they can play in a band. You can probably count the number of full-time groups where the band members earn a living off the band on one hand. Even the members of the Buffalo Philharmonic find it necessary to supplement their income. Well, for that, see that they play mostly, like it or not, they play cover songs. They're playing music from musicians that have been, alive and dead for over hundreds of years. It's even worse if you want to be a professional actor or actress. You better be a good waitress, waiter, or salesperson if you want to make a living in theater. Young musicians have it really bad. The teen clubs and school or church dances no longer exist. The only place they can perform is at battles of the band or new group nights, where, of course, you don't get paid. The back rooms of the little bars no longer have live entertainment. You will probably find karaoke or extra seldom used dinner tables on what was once a stage. So, it's a lot of stuff to digest over here. And I'm going to do one more thing for Thanksgiving here. And this is by a person named William Bosse. On the boss, on the boss, on the boss, on the boss, on the boss. If I can find it there he is, right there, William Bosse. This is off a CD here called Juxtaposition. And I hope I put his song on here. Let me just check it real quick. Oh, boy. Unfortunately, I didn't bother looking at this like I was supposed to. Damn it. Oh, hang on, folks. Crying out loud. Where is this guy? There he is. All right, well, I got it on here, but okay, let me play it anyway. This is called Good American. So this is the William Bosse here on Something Different in Buffalo here on Think Twice Radio.
world is turning so fast. Don't know if I can last. Still we need out on the road. Here's to happy days. Here's to happy days. 3 cheers for happy days. Hip hip hooray for happy days. Hip hip hooray for happy days. Hey 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 happy days. Hey 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 happy days. Happy days are here again. Happy days are here again. Sky is blue, it's clear again. Happy days.
These happy days are yours and mine. Happy days.
Okay, that was the. Come on. Come on, stop this already. Damn. Jesus Christ. Man, sorry, folks. Okay, that was William Boss. I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss. With the song Good American. And again, I apologize to Native Americans because I know they may not appreciate this too much after all the stuff I've been showing about what they've been going through in their life over here. And I wish I had more, something better positive about that. And what you were seeing on this report here about this comes from a report here from the State of Buffalo Radio dealing with the racism issues of Buffalo and Western New York. And this is brainwashing at its lowest and evil form over here in because they always try to play games with us on this as usual here. Okay, I'm going to finish this off here because I've been... if I can find the paperwork over here real fast. There he is. Okay, let me get this going real fast over here. Okay, I've been hearing stories that Patrick Kane may be signing up with the Buffalo Sabres over here. Now, I'm really rooting for him to get over here. I'd like to be, but you better remember, folks, just because he gets on the team doesn't mean he's going to suddenly lead you to the promised land. He's only as good as the talent around him. So you better have some good talent around him to make him perform. That's what made him win championships for Chicago. He had talent around him over here. So with that in mind, I'm going to play something by Maria Sebastian, and I had her CD right here. There it is. Get it showed up there real quick. And this is Maria Sebastian. And should you get the Patrick Kane on this team here, I want you to make sure that you sign, keep him on here. Now, this is a little message for you from Maria Sebastian here. So let me just put this on here real fast. That's not what I wanted. Damn it. Where is this thing? There it is. All right. Well, let me try this again here real quick here. So let me get this going here. Hopefully. There it is. This is Maria Sebastian with the song I Wouldn't Trade Him. I Wouldn't Trade You on Something Different in Buffalo and Think Twice Radio.
For all the words that Whitman wrote, for all the angels in the snow, to get the punchline right for every joke. Sweet success, I wouldn't trade your tenderness for greener grass beyond the fence. Please no, I wouldn't trade you for all the sunsets in Texas, for all the roses grown in San Antonio. I wouldn't trade you for all the pretty lights of Christmas. I'll give all my favorite toys to you. For 15 minutes on TV, for perfect pitch and harmony, the Beatles couldn't buy my love for you. For emeralds in Ireland, for every episode of Friends, generations. I'll share all the mysteries with you. For all the years I can't get back, for days and nights with no regrets, I wouldn't trade you yesterday, tomorrow, or another day. I wouldn't trade you for all the sunsets in Texas, for all the roses grown in San Antone. I wouldn't trade you for all the pretty lights at Christmas. I'll give all my favorite toys to you. For all the words that Whitman wrote, for all the angels in the snow.
That was Maria Sebastian with the song "I Wouldn't Trade You," because that's what you better learn, practice this. Better pay attention to this, Buffalo Sabres. Once you get this guy on the team here, I'm really counting on you getting him on this team, because he needs to be on this team. And like I said, he's only going to be as good as the talent around him. So this has been DJ Brass Knuckles of Something Different in Buffalo on the Think Twice Radio here. Thank Think Twice Radio once again. I hope you folks had a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a happy Veterans Day, and I hope for my late Aunt Rose, happy birthday on your 98th birthday over here. And so that's going to be about it for this show, and I hope you enjoyed it. And please, like I said, hit the like button and give me some comments, please. So this is DJ Brass Knuckles of Something Different from Buffalo saying good night, and support the true Buffalo as always. Make supporting the true Buffalo the priority, not the minority. Good night.